Hello! It's time for another personal movie making update. As of the time I'm recording this, it is 18th of June, which means it is my birthday. And my present to myself this year was this bad boy, a 16mm movie camera, the Krasnogorsk 3. It is an absolute beauty of a camera, the likes of which I've been pining over since I was a kid. It takes 100-foot rolls of cine film, which is about 3 minutes worth of footage. And each one of those rolls costs about £100 including processing. But I love actual film. When I was studying photography at college, everything was film. And people who learnt on film had to learn to wait to take their pictures, as it was both costly in time and in money to process. Though the advantages of shooting digital, where footage can be immediately reviewed, should be obvious. These cameras take little mercury cell batteries, which normally go in here. Unfortunately, mercury batteries have been unavailable for some time, at least 20 years. So I went online and I purchased this thing here. This cost me about £12, and it's a little adapter. There we go, a little plastic adapter that takes A76s, the same as the LR44 batteries. And you pop that in and it goes in there. And I bought that and it did absolutely fuck all. So I went and bought one of these, which is a brass machined version of it. It takes a different sort of battery. I think it's A76. No. There's another number. A27. Whatever it is, it's a different battery. But that's brass and it is beautifully machined. So that goes in, it fits in perfectly there. You just screw it in here thusly. This is to make the light meter work. The actual mechanics of the camera doesn't need any battery. But I put this in as I have now, and you know what it did? Nothing. Nothing. Not a single fucking thing. Turns out to activate the light meter, I have to turn this 90 degrees, and that's on, and then that's off. And you know who tells you that? Absolutely no one. The camera comes with all of these accessories for screwing on when you want to use it handheld, but I wanted to use this camera on a tripod. So I have a Manfrotto video head tripod which uses a standard plate like this, and unfortunately I found two problems. One, this is a too small a pin, and two, the locator pin here is too thick to fit into the bottom of the camera. So I had to get rid of that, and I had to get a larger screw to go into it, which is not as bad as it sounds, which I did here. But you'll note that this screw here is actually longer than this screw here. So I had to add additional foam to the plate here. I also put a nail through to use as the locator pin, because the locator pin is so much smaller on the camera. It's a Ukrainian camera, so I guess we can forgive them for different specifications. I worked in photography for about 17 years, but my skills are rusty, and I was advised by the guy I bought the camera from to practice loading the film before I shoot. Okay, this is going to be my very first time loading a film into this camera. I ordered this film, Kodachrome 40, which this is not able to process anymore. It is, I think they turned off the machines to process Kodachrome in around 2012, but this is from 2006, so it's long past its date anyway. I bought this purely to practice loading because I didn't want to put in a genuine film and then fuck it up, although that is still an option. So I know first of all you have to wind it up. There you go. It's a tight old mechanism, and that is no. Here we go, and that feels about right. Put it onto 8 frames a second, which it is on. Right, please excuse the desk. This is where I paint. There we go. So this is the counter. The film goes down here through these mechanisms back onto this spool. So I need to move these parts up, which I have already done. Right, let's get this bad boy out. This is a daylight loading spool, so it means you can load it in daylight. Ah, there we go. Look at that. That's quite cute. So there's the tape off. And there's my spool. Black paper around it. Dear oh dear. Well, I suppose this tape has been on for almost 20 years, so it is understandable. So this stuff has sprockets on one side, that goes downwards. So this goes in here. The film goes up there. Apparently. Alright, it got quite close to being fully loaded, and then it threw a wobbler. It's loaded. It's bloody loaded. I have sealed this camera with electrical tape just to keep the light out. Also, light can get in through here, so it's good to keep your eye over that whilst filming. So always keep your eye right up close to it. The other thing to note is there is a focus on here as well as on here. So that tells you the feet of, meters distance away from it. But the thing is, if this is out of focus, then that's going to be out of focus too, which is why it's good to measure the distance from your subject to make sure that's right before adjusting this. Don't rely on that. This might sound like a lot of effort to put myself through when you can shoot HD video on your phone. And it is. But so many low-budget films look the same, which is to say, ghastly. If you want something to look different, then that takes effort. I've bought 2 rolls of Fomapan black and white film, 100 ASA, and I have storyboarded a short film which I plan to shoot today. Unfortunately, thunderstorms scheduled for the exact time when the actors were both free meant the shoot had to be moved to another day. So this story is to be continued. Until then, I'm Scott Kingsnorth and I'm making a movie.